Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to my No Man's Sky video. This is Shalin Magi, and I had a really awesome day today in the game. And when I say I had an awesome day in the game, I mean on my sort of higher level character or my main guy, which is who I'm on right now. Um, so for the past, I'm going to say 2 to 3 weeks, I've been kind of casually just heading to the center of the Euclid galaxy, right? Like I wanted to get right to the center of the galaxy. Now, I beat. I don't know if there's actually a way to beat the game, but quite a while back, I beat the game. Like I beat the main Atlas missions and stuff, and I remember I wound up getting sucked into a portal and then went and then it was like the game started all over. All my equipment was broken. It kind of felt like I was starting the game over again. And I had access to the Hilbert dimension. I think I've also been to, I can't pronounce the name, but it's like EIS, some crazy name. So it's not like me getting to the center of the galaxy. I'm finally getting to the Hilbert dimension, but I just wanted to make it a point to make it a thing. So, I would travel like I wasn't grinding too much. I would travel like 100, maybe 200,000 light years at each pop, and then I'd just stop. And on the way to doing that, I was getting in a lot of, when you warp, constantly warping, I was getting into a lot of battles with dreadnoughts. And I've always wanted a dreadnought, and I've always pretty much been aware of sort of how to really go about doing it if you want. So in the past 2 weeks, I started kind of doing the farming method where you get a restore point at the space station, and you just constantly warp and fight the dreadnought over and over and over until finally you get an S class. Well, there was a couple times where I must have did it like 10, 15 times in a row, and like I was just getting C class after C class, right? And I had a really nice S class freighter. It was really nice and it looked pretty good. But I think all of us or most of us kind of like the way the dreadnoughts look. I definitely do. So I was kind of doing it each time I would travel to the center of the galaxy. And so today I got a mission, and I think the mission was in the Hilbert galaxy, right? And it was just a mission to get a what is it a storage augmentation for your starship and all. And so I was like, okay, so I'm in the space station, right? Which pretty much means since I landed in the space station, once I got out of my ship, bam, restore point, right? So I leave the space station, and it says, and it was a mission where you just had to take a photo of a volcanic world, right? So I jump in my ship, I go out, I get into the galaxy map. It's like the neighboring system, like it's really close. So I port there, and boom, I'm in a fight with a dreadnought, right? So I was kind of like, well, this is really convenient. Like, this is super close. I don't, like it's where I got to go for the mission. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to keep doing this over and over. And it's funny because I didn't even have my I had a newer ship, so my ship had more like damage and maneuverability technology, and I didn't even put like an economy scanner or a conflict scanner. So when I got back to the space station on my restored save, I jumped into one of my more equipped ships that had that, and the galaxy, or not the galaxy, the system where the dreadnought is wasn't even a pirate galaxy. Okay, I've heard some people talking about farming dreadnoughts and getting an S class that's got to be in a pirate system. So apparently that's not true, but I would say that it probably makes sense, right? Because when this happened, I didn't even have no intention of like fighting a Dreadnought. I was just trying to go do a mission. And when I seen that there was a Dreadnought happening, right, in the system that I was supposed to do a mission, and I knew in the back of my mind, hey, I got a restore point. Like, if this don't work out, I can just hit my restore point and start this whole thing over and over and just keep doing it till I get an S-Class. So anyway, eventually, I don't know how many times, but I did record everything. And I think if I'm going to try to figure out through the editing how to like put numbers on the screen for each time I have to reset and do it over again. But I finally did get an S-Class Dreadnought, and here it is. It's not showing the graphic. Hold on. Let me try that again. Item teleport enabled. Huh. That's weird. Well, anyway, here it is. Yeah. So I got the S-Class Dreadnought, and now my S-Class freighter, you know, I've had that for quite some time. And, you know, you get storage bulkheads from like doing a bunch of derelict freighter stuff and other things. So my other S-Class freighter had 4 extra slots that this does not have. And I do believe that, and they're both S-Class, but this thing right now actually has a higher hyperdrive than my previous S-Class freighter. And it definitely, the fleet coordination's much higher. I think the fleet coordination in my old freighter was like, I don't know, 43 or 44. This definitely has a ton more storage. Okay, so in every way, this is better than my old freighter with less, you know, with 4 less available spots. So this is going to be even better once I fill this in. So yeah, I'm going to try to piece together some very short clips and post this, and maybe I'll do a really short little how-to or strategy thing, how to take down the Dreadnought, because of course there's not enough videos, you know, of people showing you how to take Dreadnoughts down on YouTube. Just being facetious, just being sarcastic. But yeah, so really great day. And then also, so on my other character that I'm doing my Fresh Start series with, it's kind of not a fresh start anymore. I'm getting close, or I'm going to be at 29 or 30. And I already, I got a Dreadnought on that character, but it's just a Class B, but still cool. And I built my first S-Class Starship, and I liked the design, really the color. But I liked the design and the color so much that I decided to make pretty much the same exact thing on this guy, and it's this right here. So I just kind of want to show this off a little bit. Let me get into build mode. Let's see, because I already got a metallic green and white one, but my metallic green and white one, I don't have the white going along here. And I thought, man, that metallic color, that orange and that white is just really sharp. And my other hot rod Starship that's really similar to this, it doesn't have the big engine in the back, and these are my favorite, pretty much my favorite fighter engines. It's got the 1 up top and then the 2 at the bottom, like the little triangle engine thing. But yeah, so today was a really good day for me. Built a really awesome looking ship, and man, this is probably going to be my favorite one for some time, and got a Dreadnought. So yay. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and start putting these clips together for you guys. All right, take it easy. Let's see, there was a Dreadnought here, but I think I did like 2 other saves, so it may be gone by now, but might as well try to capture this moment here. Yep. Cool, so I can just keep coming back here. I don't know how long I'm going to be able to stomach doing the same thing over and not getting like an S class, but yeah, see how long I can hold up. Okay. Ah, there you are. Oh, something different this time of B, but that's just not going to cut it. I've got an S class freighter to replace, so this is going to have to be an S class. Let's keep giving this a go, see what goes on here. Yep. Back to a C. All right, this is, I think, my third or fourth attempt here. Just gonna keep grinding at this. All right, let's see what we get. I'm guessing another C. A B. Well, that's better than I was doing for the past few days. I was grinding the hell out of these, and I wasn't even getting anything beyond A class, class C. So, all right, see you on the next attempt. I'm actually going to change my ship out real quick to the one I just used on that last attempt, and jump in this thing, and then jump back out to recreate my restore point with this ship. All right, there we go. This one's just got a little bit better stats. Also, it's got all the good stuff on it, so. Okay. Because I'm curious, I was initially just going to do the mission that I'm on right now, and when I warped into this galaxy, I couldn't tell if that was a pirate system But looking at it now with my, well, it's not a pirate system, but there is a Dreadnought there. So I guess that's really all that matters. But this one's got a bit more damage on it than my last ship. Last ship's a little newer. Okay. Oh, Class B. All right. Meet you on the next. 5 or 6. We'll see. I think I'm going to cut it until I'm going to cut it. Then I'll come back with everyone when I board the Dreadnought, check what class it is and all. All right, everyone. Meet you in a minute. And again, I think I'm pretty much in the mindset right now that I guess I'll just keep doing this until my brain totally rots, but I get an S-class Dreadnought. I mean, I'm getting all mixed up here. All right, here we go again. Another B class. All right, everyone. I kind of lost count, but since I'm making a cut every time I do it, I will be able to figure out how many times it took me to do this. Maybe I'll throw some numbers up on the screen each time just so everyone can see. It's a little bit of a grind. Actually, it's a huge grind because I've been at this for, I don't know, the last week or so. All right, well, I'll meet you when I board. All right. So, I mean, preferably it would be awesome if it was an S-class and a Viking ship. This is a GEC, but, you know, at this point, yeah, I'll take whatever S-class I can get. Okay. As follows. I want to check something out there real quick because, okay, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cyclotron upgrades. Well, actually, I've only got 4, right? I've got the actual technology cyclotron ballista, and I wonder. Okay, so yeah, so I've got the main thing in a supercharged slot. A lot of people, well, a lot of the No Man's Sky, some of the content creators I watch in the past, a lot of times would kind of crap all over this weapon, and everybody seems to love the Intraknife, and the Intraknife's definitely awesome, like super rapid fire, high damage. But I've been kind of testing this out, and even I've been testing it out, and at the end of the day, my cyclotron is pretty much matching up. It might not be completely matching the DPS of the Intraknife, right? But it's like it's within a second difference. And the thing is, with the cyclotron, like I love it. I love all three. I love the rocket launcher, the cyclotron, and the infraknife. But I mean, at least when it comes to fighting, pirate ships, sentinel ships, if I could only choose one weapon, it would be the cyclotron, just because the utility it has when it comes to, first off, eating away its shields really quick. Now, the infraknife definitely eats away its shields real fast, but the cyclotron pretty much just stops things in their tracks. Now, the reason why I think I'm really close on DPS with my cyclotron is because it overheats way less. I'll take two of them out with the infraknife, so it's pretty fast. And now the cyclotron. So it's a little faster than the cyclotron. The thing is my cyclotron takes way longer to overheat. Now, the reason why I think it may be pretty close on damage and taking more time to overheat than the infraknife is, obviously I got this thing in a supercharged slot, so that's making a big difference. But yeah, I really love the utility that comes with this weapon. Not that it matters at all with what I'm doing right now. I pretty much overheat. All right, so let's see. Oh, passed it up. I guess in all fairness, though, oh, I must have missed something. Yeah, I missed something because they're not inviting it. There we go. In all fairness, though, I would have to I'd have to put the infraknife in the supercharged slot, and it would probably be melting stuff super quick. Alright. But anyway, that's not what this video is about. Alright. Actually, I might do that on the next go through. I might stick the infraknife in the supercharged slot. If I do that, it's going to lower my overall damage, but in all reality, it'll probably add Class C. All right, meet you on the next one. Okay, everyone. I'm going to do what I just said. I'm going to throw the infraknife in this supercharged slot up here. See, it doesn't do nothing with my damage, where the cyclotron will take my damage from 418 to 468. But this should still play a huge factor with that being in the supercharged slot. See a difference with the damage on this thing. Not that I was unhappy with the damage, I just want to see how much faster I can take these rocket launchers and engines out, because there is no utility needed for this type of thing as opposed to when you're fighting other ships. So, okay, here we go. The last attempt took us back down to a C class, so that wasn't good. Yeah, man, that's pretty insane right there. And it's not even, yeah, that makes a huge difference. I mean, it almost kind of makes me want to just keep the infraknife in the supercharged slot, like when it comes to fighting stuff. But, I've got kind of like a combo I like using. I use the cyclotron at the beginning of the fights because it pretty much stops. It stops people in their tracks, and it does eat away at shields like pretty nasty. And then once their shields are down, I hit them with a rocket launcher, and then I just finish with the infra knife. And I mean, at the end of the day, it might be actually more efficient. It might be more efficient just to say, the hell with the cyclotron, the hell with the rocket launcher. But is it going to be funner just holding in one button, you know, for fights and stuff? So anyway, I'm getting distracted here. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Class B, okay. Meet you on the next one. Round, I lost count. All right, here we go again. Class C again. Yeah, I heard, I was watching a video. Unfortunately, I can't remember who the content creator was. It wasn't someone that I normally watch who does No Man's Sky videos, but just a random video. I guess the title sort of attracted my eye, but they were saying, and I think the video was like 2, maybe 3 months old, and they were talking about in a upcoming No Man's Sky update that there's going to be something where you can own up to 8 freighters or something like that. I don't know how true that is, but that's pretty interesting. I mean, because I do like my current freighter. I mean, it's an S-Class, so it's really nice. And I like the way it looks. I just think the Dreadnoughts pretty much are the superior looking freighters in the game. And then I guess next in line would sort of be the Star Wars Star Destroyer looking ones. And then I think after that, I like my freighter. SB again. Seal. I'm back for the next attempt, and I actually I went ahead and I stuck the infra knife back in my supercharged slot, and then I stepped out of the ship to create the restore. So now every time I do this, I'll have my infra knife available in the supercharged slot to make this a little bit faster. Yeah, that's really, really nice. Yeah. Damn, Class A. Getting close. All right. mean, eventually they got to give me an S class, or it would be very nice of them. Okay. Getting all hung up here. B class. Oh no, it's a shuttle. Oh, another A class. Wow. So there we are again. Class C. All right. Back at it. Not that I never stopped. So we're back on the C classes. All right. Meet you on the next one. B class. All right. Landing on this one, just got done taking out everything. Another A class. Meet you. Yeah, A class again. All right. Another A class. B class. A class. right. Here we are. Freaking S-Class. Such a relief. Well, let's go ahead and claim the Dreadnought. Very nice. All right, you guys work for me now. Yep. Yep, that's a thing of beauty. Wow. I'm curious to see what the different color combinations might look like on this thing, but man, it's beautiful. All right, so actually, I want to compare. My ship definitely has more space and all, but this thing has much more inventory, which is wonderful. I'll be able to carry so much more stuff. And okay, but I've got storage augmentation, so that's not a big deal. Here's the comparison. So this is my ship right now. Now, with all of my technology in my ship, my hyperdrive range was 5,000 pretty much on the button, and my fleet coordination was like 24.5. So this thing definitely has me whooped in fleet coordination, and right at the moment, this thing has me whooped currently at 1,152 hyperdrive range. So once I put all my upgrades in this thing and add some store technology space, I may have like 6,000 hyperdrive. Yeah, much more storage space. So, but I wish it would. I wish it showed a little bit of a better snapshot of what my freighter looks like. It doesn't look nowhere as cool as this, but all right, enough of that. I'm taking this thing. Yeah, transfer items. Yep. All right. Very sweet. Now I can finally. Okay, so this is what. Oh, yeah, this is my current build. So let me see if. Let me just jump up here real quick. Okay. I'm going to go into camera mode. This is my fleet up here. Got a couple raiders. And just, I don't have any living frigates. It's not really been something on my priority list. I guess at some point, kind of like the Dreadnought, after a certain amount of time, I'll probably get the itch to, hunt some living frigates down. But anyway, yeah. So this is my current freighter. So I'm standing right here. So right in front of me, this is my technology area. So teleport, galactic trade terminal, planetary scanner, all my fleet, um, whatever, where you send your guys out on missions. That's this area, and then over here is my storage area, all my storage units. Over here is the industrial area. Actually, I'll bring it down here. It kind of looks like an industrial area, right? I put a bunch of, I don't know, mechanical parts there. But inside here, I've got my extractors and my refiners, and I've got my, my specialists, exocraft, all that. And then up here is my agricultural building with all my plants and stuff. And then up top is just kind of get a bearing on where I'm at. Okay. Yeah, so up top is just kind of open area, open air type thing. Right here is kind of like, the guys need a break once in a while on the weekend from doing all their fighting and missions, so they come here to the little lounge. Got a little bar happening. I can't get any closer. And then over here is like a lot of my dinosaur stuff. And I mean, it's okay. The biggest reason I put my dinosaurs dinosaur fossils is just to try to clear up some of my inventory space. But yeah, this thing's still a work in progress. And all right, so man, really exciting. So I think I'm going to cut. And so this is what I've got. These are my numbers. Also, let me run over here to my bank real quick because I want to check. I know I've got a couple storage augmentations. Yeah, I've got 4, so I'm going to go ahead and equip them. Pretty much don't have nothing else to do with storage or salvage frigate modules. Just got a collection of them, but yeah, I'll meet you in a minute. Everyone, I'm back. So whoa, what's going on here? There we go. That's much better. So after I arranged and moved around all of my technology upgrades in my new freighter, these were from my previous freighter. Plasmatic warp injector package, hyperdrive thing, and warp core resonator package. So the new ship or the new freighter already had these. So this is what I got now, and I'm really happy with the numbers. I mean, pretty much so I have these left over. So apparently I had 4 more inventory spots on my older freighter than on this. And I believe, I mean, I have to go back in the video and just check when I did the little comparison, but I'm pretty sure that right now, even with the deficit of 4 spaces missing, I think that my numbers are like better all across the board here. Obviously the storage, because this thing's got way more storage than my previous freighter. But yeah, I mean, the hyperdrive range, I'm definitely really happy with that. I think I had a pretty good layout with my supercharged spots too, so that makes a difference. Fleet coordination looking really good. So yeah, this thing's sick. And obviously, at this point, I am going to go and do a couple derelict freighters and just grab some storage bulkheads. I haven't been doing any of those lately because I just kind of felt like, what's the use? But so I have one available, and then I can go to the Anomaly, grab one, and then I can buy one at the space station. So I could do 3 of these things in a row and pretty much be almost caught up to where I'm at now. So I can just maybe I'll hold on to these because, like I said, I heard some YouTube content creator talking about supposedly an update here for No Man's Sky in 2026 is going to involve something like being able to own more than one freighter, up to 8 or something. I do not know how true that is. That sounds pretty out there to me. But we'll see. If not, it's no big deal. I'm really happy I got this freighter. So yeah, that's about it, everyone. Got a S-Class Dreadnought finally, and built me a cool new starship, and that's about it. So, man, if you sat through this whole video, I thank you so much, but I wouldn't blame you if you didn't. So, yeah, it took me somewhere around 24 to 26 tries. I think on the video I've got 24 documented, but before I actually started recording, I think I hopped in there once or twice and took that Dreadnought out. So yeah, 25 times, and this video is like an hour long, roughly. So I guess the whole thing took like 2.5 hours, maybe. So, all right, well, until the next time, everyone, peace out.